already recording. I'm just gonna go pee because I've been sitting here for a long time and I haven't peed. And the camera's already on. Just letting you know that because I would never not let you know that. I'm just gonna go pee.
He said he's going pee. A few times, which is fine. And it's also fine if he's going poo. But I feel like when somebody says, I'm just going pee, I'm just going pee. What else are you doing? Anyway.
Who you texting?
My mom is landing at the airport in California now, and I usually get her an Uber. And if I'm not picking her up or somebody isn't, and she's landing now, and I'm trying to get it, but she didn't get back to me, and I said, you might have to get it. So give me like, not even a minute.
You text your mom and we'll wait out the fucking chainsaw
That's annoying. Has that been going the whole time?
No.
That just started? Do we have an alternative spot?
No, it's okay. This happens every now and then. They'll do it for like 5 minutes and they're done.
Maybe if they did it for longer than 5 minutes, they wouldn't have to be doing it all the time. We'll be right back.
All right, you guys, it is time for a quick break to thank the sponsor of this video, BetterHelp. And actually, today I have the audiobook.
This video is sponsored by BetterHelp. This year, my goal is to stop being such a perfectionist, and I know that's a goal that therapy can help me work towards. Therapy can help you deal with stress management, anger management, or any other challenge you may be facing that is getting in the way of your specific goals. And that's where BetterHelp comes in. They're making therapy more accessible, so it's a lot less intimidating to get started. Switching therapists can be an essential part of finding the best fit for you personally. With BetterHelp, you can search for the right therapist without having to worry about insurance or who is in your network. BetterHelp also offers a variety of ways to conduct therapy, so you can choose the method that's right for you, whether that's a phone call, video call, or even via messaging. Just fill out the questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and then you'll get matched with your therapist. In most cases, it takes 48 hours or less. The therapists are all licensed and are trained to give you helpful, unbiased advice, and signing up is easy. So start living a healthier, happier life and let our sponsor BetterHelp connect you to a therapist who can support you, all from the comfort of your home. Visit betterhelp.com/thatlibraryshow and enjoy a special discount on your first month.
Thank you so much to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to the interview.
Make sure you're like, shh, keep it. I'm not trying to like alpha you here.
I don't feel alpha. I was just...
There's no point in waiting for it. People love it.
Okay. Question, have you ever thought about...
What?
Are you recording me?
Yes.
Seriously?
Oh, there's video as well.
I'm just joking. I watch with your ex-girlfriend. I watched a few of them, yeah. It's really good. I saw clips of this before. I saw clips of this when I don't know if I would keep this in, but when people messaged me about it, I'm like, oh, I know that show, and then I watched it. It's really, really good, man. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, this usually isn't going on.
Well, people can't even see what you're saying. They can't see what's going on, but we could hear. There's
video, like we're recording right now.
Yeah, but you can't see the construction on any of these angles, can you?
Oh, yeah. It's a really wide.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, you don't?
I'll wash my hands.
Do you trust that when I went, that I did as well?
I'm gonna wash my hands after this. But I saw you give the autistic guy a hand hug.
Whoa. Sabode.
That's not how you titled it.
But yeah. What, dude, your hand. Fucking hell. Look at those hands.
You know, a couple people have commented on my hands here, and I wonder if there's a thing in Vancouver where you guys just have, like, you really notice hands.
I have really like, really,
Is there somebody you know? I have a really small, like, something I'm insecure about. Usually hands are down here for the videos.
Because your hands are so small? Let me see. I don't notice them as being so
but,
small.
okay, but if I show you, you have to be like 10,000% honest about your opinion.
I could only be on, it's one or zero.
It's 1 to 0.
It's 1 or 0. I'm either honest or I'm not.
Can I have the 1?
Yeah.
This one, okay. You want to, like,
Oh, no, they look like regular hands. When I went to Jewish summer camp, you probably read about
this
it.
was supposed to be, okay, there we go, sorry.
And in 7th or 8th grade, I started to get taller, and my hands got big. Like, my hands were the size they are now in 7th or 8th grade, but the rest of me was smaller and skinnier. And I'm still pretty skinny arms, but my arms were really skinny. And I remember I noticed I was saying goodbye to somebody, and I went like this, and it looked like a stick with this big hand, and I became so insecure about my hands because it looked like it was just this big hand. But it's better than that. Fuck.
You know what's something I'm really happy I didn't get? Back hair. I'm Indian. I'm like super Indian. Like 50% super Indian. But my back has no hair.
I had back hair and I was so insecure.
Oh, really?
I had it lasered.
You had it lasered?
I was still living with my parents in Ohio. It's a state, in the United States. And just give me a second. I've talked about this on my podcast before, but I really like Wolverine.
You don't like Wolverine?
I really do like Wolverine, and it's not just because of the character. I saw Hugh Jackman with his shirt off in X-Men, in the first one, and I didn't look like him, but like he had body hair, and I thought he looked good, and it made me feel. My first girlfriend. We were together in high school and then in college, and
Do you mind putting your hands away for like a little bit,
yeah,
just to
sorry.
make me feel?
Absolutely. Sorry. If I should have known that before, but hindsight's 20/20. She has on her floor, there was the guys' dorm, the guys and the girls were
Guys living in her.
on the same floor, like in the dorm. There was like the guys' side and the girls' side. So, and it was separated by some common area. And so I showered in the guy's side. When I walked back to her room and she saw me with my shirt off, and she goes, you have so much hair, put a shirt on. And I, insecure, from that moment until I saw X-Men.
She literally said, put a shirt on?
Yeah, it wasn't as, yeah.
Yeah. Why?
She,
Maybe a innocent comment, but like, when you look at it on paper, it's like, that's pretty fucked up.
It may have also been not that she thought it was gross, but like, maybe she felt it was inappropriate. Like, oh, a man is almost naked.
Yeah. And she just had like the sprinkle of, you're also a fucking monkey. What's your opinion on like a woman who has a bush?
That's really not, I have no place to comment on that.
No.
I think all women, most women will have a bush, and then it's their choice whether or not they want to shave it or not.
Yeah. So
And it's my choice whether or not I want to do something to it. Your hands are great, by the way. I was just making a joke before. I don't notice anything.
Should I like, not try to cover up the, but like, should I just leave them here for
Your
a bit?
hands look like just regular. How tall are you?
Bro, I'm 6 foot.
I would not. I'm looking at them
I'm
now.
5'11" and a half.
Oh, then your hands are huge.
I don't even want to do, I'm usually like I don't know.
Have you talked about that being insecure about your hands before?
No.
Does it feel better that it's out, like you were talking about it, or do you feel like, oh, I shouldn't have said anything?
I think you really create an environment for people to feel comfortable from watching your show. This is not even me, like, I'm not, hands aside. You really, like, I've never wanted to tell that to somebody, but I don't know why I told you that. Even, like, look.
Are you showing me the size or you're nervous? That's a really fun way. Like if you were like a dope magician to like, but you weren't out. Like, I don't know if magicians are closeted as magicians, like they do magic, but like they don't want to do it.
So are we talking about a gay magician or?
It has nothing to do with sexuality. I'm saying closeted with like, they're not out as a magician.
I feel like social structure. Never mind.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say social structure is like if you say closeted, I think it's your job to say, by the way, I'm not talking about sucking
If I were to
dick.
just say closeted,
Yeah.
then I think most people would assume we're talking about sexuality. But if I say closeted for doing magic, I feel like I'm qualifying.
Is that what you said?
I think so.
Can we play it back?
Yep. I'll give you another take in case I didn't.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, no, you're right, my bad. What I meant was, if like a magician is embarrassed about being a magician and like doesn't want people to know and just practices and is incredible, for you to like, admit it the way you were with your hands, like how nervous you are and just like,
Oh.
you know, be like, what the fuck?
Bouquet of flowers. Damn. You know what? Let me see your hands for a sec. Put your hands here.
Close your eyes.
Okay.
That's the power of connection. Could I acknowledge that there's lavender in here?
Is there?
And it's great.
Look at you. You're so, you know what? You're so aware. I wanted to bring up some social scenarios and get your take on what.
Ooh, I like this game.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, let me set a timer just because. Set timer for 12:40.
You know, like, I've done this show a lot. You're the first guy to be like, let me set a timer.
Am I the first one that is going straight to the airport to fly out internationally?
You're the second.
And the other guy missed his flight.
You know, last time I was here, my guest flew in the same day and her flight was 5 hours late. So I sat here for 6 hours waiting for her. And then she flew out right when we finished.
Wow.
But she brought me a gift, so.
Would you have rather her have been on time and set a timer?
Yes.
Oh, that's my gift.
Okay, so the 30-minute cardio rule at the gym. You're on the treadmill, it says 30 minutes only. How strict is that rule?
So, I think that's if you look at that as a hard rule, it's because it's going to be a tough thing to police. So those are the rules. If there's another piece of equipment available, then don't worry about it.
Like if there's 4 treadmills, 2 of them are taken, 2 of them are free, and you're hitting 33 minutes, it's like, whatever.
100%.
I agree. I bring this up because recently at the gym, a dude was on the stair climber for 54 minutes, and all the stair climbers were taken. And I walked up to him and I said, bro, the rule is 30 minutes. And you know what he said? I know the rule.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that interaction was set up for failure from the beginning.
Oh, because of me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not that you're wrong, but to understand that a lot of people by default, if there's something to defend, that'll be their default. And he knew the rule. Because you came in here, you know what you did? You went in to enforce a policy instead of expressing a need. And what you could have said, and I don't think you're wrong, but I'm just saying knowing how people receive stuff, especially guys that are climbing stairs for 54 minutes, they're running away from something, okay? They got some aggression. And you could have said something like, hey man, I know that
You're jacked.
you look fucking, you're calves look incredible. My hands, your calf, if I could just do, I don't know, you'd find your own voice. Did that really trigger you?
No.
Okay, I want to make sure.
Like, with the hands, my thing is like, the boiling point is first date with a girl, we go to hold hands. I've had girls who her hands are bigger than mine. To me, that's bad.
How's your penis?
My hands make it look big.
Nice.
That's fine. It's.
How many inches is it?
Don't know.
Okay.
I
You know
actually,
what? Should we film this in the fiction section?
I've actually never. I can give you like a.
Go to the bathroom. You edit around this stuff.
I have enough trouble getting hard when I'm having sex. I think I could go to the bathroom and get hard right now because you want to know how.
I want to talk about this.
Yeah.
I've gone through my phases.
Yeah.
You get in your head a lot, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just be in my head, but I'm.
Yeah.
For me, it's
Shame.
shame.
When we see something in ourselves,
I feel like you're about to say, okay.
when we see something in ourselves that we don't like, it's very easy to project that other people are looking at that and thinking about that. And that was the point I was making about the connection. By talking about these things, you get to either be validated that this is the case and see that that's not that big of a deal. And by that, I guess I mean accepted. Or you get to like make fun in a way where it's bringing value. A lot of funny people, at least when they were younger, were not, or at least they didn't feel good looking or included. When you look at a guy who's really good looking and he's so funny, not just like, oh, that's funny, but like, this guy's fucking funny, there's a good chance he was a fat kid. A fat kid.
Oh.
Or something where like kids made fun of him or something.
Yeah.
Oh, funny. No, imagine just, I know people that will make fun of their weight all the time and they're funny. And at a certain point I see, and it's not my place to like tell them what they should or shouldn't be doing, but if I'm close enough to them, I say, I want to let you know, I'm noticing that like a lot of these jokes you're making, I feel are just, they served you at some point and now it's really just, I think you have to do it. Because if you don't make fun of it, you're gonna think that, here's an example that I've used, if I have a pimple, I feel like I wanna tell you, I know I have a pimple, it's gross. Could we just acknowledge it and move on?
Yeah.
And how,
Opposed to me being like, in my head, oh my God, look at this.
yeah,
fucking
and me
huge
thinking
pimple.
he's probably looking at it, or could he even notice this thing? Just call it out.
Yeah. But even if I had a pimple, you wouldn't be like, look in your head like fucking loser, pimple face, pizza.
That's the thing, if it's a whitehead, I would be distracted by it, yeah. It just depends.
You're right. I was trying to be all progressive, like pimples are fine, but white.
No, pimples are fine. And also if it's not ready to pop or if it's gonna start, but I do think if I came in here with a fucking huge pimple here and I didn't say, hey, I know, you would probably not be present with me. You'd be like looking at it.
What's better? Big white head or a fucking star? You know the pimple Band-Aids?
The pimple Band-Aid star, like it has whatever the acid, I think that covers both bases. It's both acknowledging the pimple, it's showing, hey, it's here, but I don't have to, it's getting exposition.
What
out.
are you hiding behind the star?
What do you think? There's a little swastika tattoo?
Speaking of like being made fun of, I feel like you and me are kind of in the same boat right now, where I think it's kind of like socially acceptable to make fun of Jews and Indians. Have you noticed that? Or have you felt that at all?
Right, the only way because I'm not Indian and you're apparently very 50% Indian, but the only place that I've seen people make fun of Indians is making fun of is like doing an impersonation of The Voice. Is that what you mean, or is it also more of the culture?
Or maybe we're just on a different like TikTok algorithm.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like it's online, even like walking around day to day, it's okay to be like, yeah, fucking Indian smell, you know, they're taking over, there's so many Indian people.
I have been seeing a fair amount of videos of street vendors in India.
Where they're like
yeah, and then I look at the comments of those, and a lot of people are defending, saying this isn't a fair sample of what the culture in India is.
But then in some other videos, you look top comments like Gurjeet popping off or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but like,
Do you feel any sort of?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Is that like a thing that's always been going on, or is this like a?
Yeah, I think it's more. I don't know if it's. Will Smith once said, I think it was Will Smith. He said, around like when COVID happened, around like when the second, I think Black Lives. I first found out about Black Lives, I think around 2016, and then in 2020, I think it became like a different thing.
You knew about it. You were like,
remember-
before it was cool.
I remember about it because I remember seeing my Black friends posting
With an
things.
S.
What's that?
With an S. Friends.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's two. No, I remember seeing my Black friends posting stuff. This was back when I would use Facebook, posting like, I think it was Black Lives Matter, because it was almost like, it was like saying, hey, let's talk about the stuff that's not just the big stuff. Let's talk about my day-to-day stuff, or like these microaggressions that are happening and that I had no idea about. I remember like, oh, that sucks. And then Will Smith said, "This, I'm glad that people are noticing this, but this isn't new. There's just more cameras now. And like more people are just seeing the stuff that wasn't." I feel like people are more, people feel safer revealing themselves as anti-Semitic, and they would not say that they're anti-Semitic because they have a Jewish friend. But it would be like, also like, there are people, I'm sure they have a Black friend, but they're the same type of people would be like, oh no, but he's cool. Like, what?
We used to, one thing I didn't notice that I didn't realize till I was an adult, I have a really close Black friend.
And you didn't know he was Black until you were older?
We always used to say to him, bro, you're like the whitest Black guy I've ever met.
Right.
And then growing up, I'm like, it's pretty fucked up things. Like, what does that mean?
I think it depends on the relationship. I think in a vacuum, yeah, I mean, what are you doing? But like, you know, everyone has shorthands and you bust balls and you make your things. And
Do you, because in elementary school, when we learned about slavery, for him, it was like a nightmare, because it was always, oh, because he's Black.
right.
When you learned about the Holocaust, was there any like,
I don't remember when I learned about it. In fact, I would say, even though even though it's something I could never forget, I don't remember. I mean, I feel like you just know about that. I don't remember. I don't even know if I learned about it in school first. I'm sure we talked about it in school. I just know, like, I mean, I went to Hebrew school. I have family that left, you know.
maybe it's a Canadian thing.
I also, as a Jewish person, library, you probably, you know, I'm sure Black people learned about slavery before white kids. You know, like I've seen a fair amount of social media videos where you see Black parents are they have to teach their kids at a really young age, like
It's like the Spanish guy who takes Spanish and just gets like all A's because he knows.
But yeah, culturally, like there are things that are more important. Like if you're going to experience prejudice and hate, and your parents have experienced it for a reason that they're going to assume you at least might, they're going to let you know about this relatively earlier. You know, like
That's a really good point.
yes. But you know what they say, hindsight's 20/20, and
You know, that's not the title of the book.
I didn't know that. No. Hindsight and all the things that I can't see from in front of me.
One thing I wanted to bring up with you, you're comedian, podcaster, also recording artist. You have a song, I Am Phenomenal.
Oh yes.
And I just wanted to ask you about some of the meaning behind the lyrics.
It's all freestyles,
The whole thing.
whole thing.
So you're saying that it's lacking.
What I'm saying is that you're going to be asking to speak to my subconscious more than my conscious.
Do you not want to go there?
I'm there all the time, man.
Okay. So this one has confused me a little bit.
Sure.
My jump shot sucks, psych. That's like saying I ain't got $1 million. I got $1 million. I got $1 million nuts, got $1 million gives a fuck.
Right. So my jump shot sucks, right? Everyone sucks, right? Psych. So what that means is, I don't know if you have this in Canada, but psych means not.
Okay.
Yes.
I got that. I got that.
My
part.
jump shot sucks. Psych, it doesn't suck. My jump shot sucks would be like saying, I ain't got $1 million. Well, guess what, dude? I got $1 million. That's not all I have. You know what else I have?
1 million nuts and 1 million gives a fucks.
That's right.
Damn, okay.
Because a lot of people say, I don't care, I don't care, oh, I don't care, I don't care. That's a defensive thing. I do care. I'm not gonna let my fear and concerns control my life, but to pretend I don't care is ridiculous. I got a lot of gives a fuck, and I got a lot of opinions. In fact, I want you to cut to the hoop, I want you to set a high screen, I want you to reverse curl, I want to get a fast break moving, I want you to get it to me off the backboard. I got 1 million what?
Gives a fuck.
That's right.
All right. Second part, last part. Get me the ball, dunked it.
You're right.
Get me the ball, dunked it. Pass me the rock, dunked it. Pass me the cock, dunked it.
So when I freestyled that, the original
That was
lyrics,
your
the original lyrics weren't
subconscious.
that. We fixed that up. I don't remember what it was, but it was
Right.
something. It was originally get me the ball, dunked it. Get me the ball, flunked it. Got me something else, bunked it. I just like was rhyming with dunked, and it didn't make sense. That was the only thing we changed. But then we kept.
It's interesting to me how the first part was so profound, but the second you mentioned dunking on a cock, it seems like you're backtracking a little
Let
bit.
me hear it again, because it was my subconscious. So
Get me the ball, dunked it. Get me the ball, dunked it. Pass me the rock, dunked it. Pass me the cock.
here's the thing: like a cock is a metaphor for manliness, right? So it's like, you come in. Oh yeah, you want to show me your manliness? You want to come up and alpha me? Go ahead, yeah.
Give me that.
Fucking dunk it, dude.
Give me the cock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This game's called One's Gotta Go. I'm gonna show you two things. You have to eliminate one of them.
Buddy, when the title explains the game, you got yourself a good title. You don't need to explain the game.
Okay.
By go, are we talking about the thing or the logo?
The thing. If you had to eliminate from the world, one's gotta go, the NBA or the WNBA?
The WNBA is having a moment right now, and I'm actually liking the moment.
Are you?
I really am. Yeah.
Who's the Caitlin Cross?
Yeah, Clark.
Caitlin
Yeah,
Clark?
but I watch the NBA. I don't watch the WNBA, but I might be watching the WNBA more. But I guess
You don't watch the WNBA.
I've seen maybe 10 games ever.
Wow.
But I think I might be watching more. But I'm gonna watch the NBA more.
So which one?
You know what? I don't want to get rid of any of them because.
Okay, what? There's not.
Yeah, I could absolutely choose that because
And I'll clip it and put it online for people to see what you truly feel.
I'm not worried about that in the slightest. I'm really feeling something like about what the WNBA is doing right now. I really feel like I identify with it. Like I feel like I'm watching all of these. I'm being sincere. I'm watching all these women feel seen. I'm being serious. I know how corny this is. And this is why I'm so into it. I think this is so cool. Like all these people that have been like, this is their life, and their life has been saying, you're not good enough, or you're not a man, you're not white enough, as you would say. And all of these things. And like, now they're feeling seen. I'm really rooting for it. So right now, like today, I'm enjoying the WNBA shit more than the NBA. But that novelty will wear off, I'm sure, soon.
But how many people are really seeing it?
The coverage on the sports media coverage on is insane.
What's the? How do we get more eyes on the WNBA?
I don't know, and I'm not going to pretend to be that interested in that part of it. I'm interested in the humanity of it, of seeing these people doing this thing and I feel that way as a
Why
comedian.
can't you say it without smiling?
I don't know, it's making me smile. I feel this way as a comedian. I really feel like since my podcast came out, I feel like, people are seeing that like this weird thing that I do
Yeah.
is funny, or this thing where I could be aggressive and like make fun of stuff, and people thought I was an asshole. Like, oh no, he's a nice guy. Like, he's joking. This is fun. And I'm like, this is what I've been doing. I've been a nice guy the whole time. And I really feel like this is my WNBA.
Are you gonna cry?
No, I don't feel that emotional right now, but I do really, really like what's happening in the WNBA. But like, I mean, come on, you know. Guys roll.
So one's got to go.
Okay.
Loud chewers
Okay.
or racists?
So if racists go, that means there's no more racism.
There's no more people who are racist.
So all these people are now like they basically they see they people aren't racist anymore.
Okay, well,
Then that one, but that one, then yeah, I mean, racism got to go. But like, that's me being like, if you were to say, would you rather, Rick, you get $100,000 or all your friends get $1 million and you get nothing? I would be like, I guess all my friends get $1 million. That's the racist one. But like, me getting 100,000 today would help me more in my day to day.
you know, I kind of like loud chewers.
Oh, it's an easy pick for you then.
Oh, this is for you.
Racism, with the exception of like but like the casual, the street racist, you know what I'm saying? The person that's just like giving people dirty looks or making racist comments, or your peers that you know that make some racist jokes, and like, what the fuck? Like that kind of shit doesn't chemically affect me the way that loud chewing does. Loud chewing,
So let's do one for the video. Which one are you picking?
racism's gotta go, but I want fucking some credit for this.
Yeah.
You know, Glassman could have gotten rid of loud chewers, but he did the right thing.
Yeah. And then, okay, camera's off.
Still, really. Because I could
Okay,
walk
mic's off.
I could walk out of a room of someone chewing loud.
But this,
That hurts people.
damn, what a guy.
I'm gonna answer you honestly, man.
No, I appreciate the honesty.
If you put loud chewing in the WNBA, I would have got rid of the WNBA.
The reason I use these cups is so that like the continuity, like if I cut something and put it at the front, people don't, well, the drink is lower than the shit. So the social etiquette rule, it's gonna teleport. Thank you. In Korea, which is a place I frequently travel to, there is a seat on the,
I get a lot of my face products from there.
oh, do you?
Yeah.
너는 공부하고 있어요.
Shishay.
You say sheshe? So in Korea, on the subway, there is a seat designated for pregnant women.
Right. And if there's no pregnant women on the bus, are you allowed to sit in it?
And the train will be packed to the brim. No one will sit there.
Right. Yeah. Great question. Well, here's the thing. If we knew that somebody who was not pregnant was sitting there and that person would get up if a pregnant woman came on. But the thing is, once they're established there, they might not be paying attention. So you're not just getting in the way of the pregnant woman, you're also all the other people who are now watching this. It's case by case, you gotta feel it out. I was at the theater and
Hold on. What's the context of
Theatre, like a friend took me to Phantom of the Opera.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, and that guy is just a fucking and
Wait, your friend?
no. No, the Phantom, dude. That's funny. And I didn't, Phantom of the Opera, fantastic. My friend. No, like I never knew what Phantom of the Opera was about until I saw it. Yeah, the guy's just like a fucking creepo, dude. Not because I thought he was like, oh, he's got a fucked up face, be nice to him. But he's also like, I don't remember it enough, but I was just like, this guy's fucking sucks. But there's a
Definitely doesn't have $1 million.
Gives a what?
I fucked it.
Hey, bud, we're allowed to make mistakes without needing to play self-deprecating. Here's me telling you that.
Yeah.
You're allowed to make a mistake, dude.
I really want you to like me,
Yeah.
you know?
You know how you could. Now I struggle with this because I don't know how many people like me. To be honest with you, if I'm reading the YouTube comments, but like, I feel like it's easier to like somebody who really accepts themselves because it's less work for me.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, they're showing me who they are and they're fine with it. I guess I am, unless they're a racist. Get rid of them and keep the loud chewers. If I were really tired and I wanted to sit in that seat,
Yeah.
I would be like, what I would probably do is I'd be on the bus, maybe not in Korea because I don't think they would understand me. I don't know if they speak neurotic Jewish guys, but I would, if it were here, I would want to sit down and I'd be like, hey, everybody, nobody's sitting here. If anybody needs to, they can. And if somebody comes on, I'll get up. But like, I really want to sit down for a second. I would probably do that. And if people were like, you can't do that, I'd be like, all right, fine. Yeah, I'm all for asking for things that you want.
That's something I really respect and that I'm bad at. It's part of the reason why it's hard for me to get a boner sometimes.
I get this.
You know, because like, yeah, you know, I want you to shove your foot in my mouth, but like, I'm not gonna fucking ask you for it.
But that's not, be real. That's not why. You wouldn't get a boner just from the foot in the mouth. I don't believe it. I believe that you're not getting a boner because you're not feeling present.
It would be that me asking for it, hard as rock, whether she says yes or no.
Oh, so you really do get off from that. Gotcha.
No. The act of me asking is me breaking the wall of me not being
Why
present.
don't you ask?
Because I get fucking scared.
Dude, while we're quoting Will Smith, don't, get scared, man. Or whatever he says.
Yeah.
Fail forward. You're allowed to be scared. Don't let scared influence your decisions. Bro, you go like this, put your foot out, just do it.
I know, I'm way better now, but still.
You know what I used to do? Is I'm in a relationship now, so I'm not meeting new people. But what I used to do is I would used to like beforehand say like what my insecurities are before. Like I would say that.
You're like
stuff.
Emineming them.
Yeah, like my name is, I am a fucking bum. I did live in a trailer with my mom.
Yeah.
No, I live in a trailer with my mom.
Sorry.
But like, yeah, I would say things like, for you, if it was you, for example, in that situation, I want to let you know that sometimes I get a little bit in my head and I go soft, and it's not your fault. It would help me if you put your foot in my mouth. And by the way, you don't have to do that, but I just want to give a heads up. So I'm not that's the same thing as saying I have a pimple. That's what I'm
Is it
talking
though?
about. It's the same thing. Because if you're thinking, oh, she's thinking I'm soft, or she's thinking that I'm gross if I ask this, maybe not. But if she is thinking that, let her know that you're self-aware.
Yeah.
And also it's connection. Hey, I'm insecure about this thing. I would really love for you to shove your foot in my mouth so I know my hands are small.
At the end of this episode, I'm literally gonna be small hands dude who likes feet in his mouth.
And who goes soft as fuck. But at the end of the day, at least the continuity is good.
One area where I've really improved is just being, like telling people exactly how I feel. Like, I was at a concert the other day and this girl comes up, oh my gosh, I love your videos. And she's like, blah, blah, blah. She's like, what's your Instagram, by the way? I'm like, oh, it's this. And she pulls up and she's like, you should follow me. And usually I would say like, oh, okay, like my phone's, I'll do it later. I was just like, no.
Mm-hmm.
And then the little Derek inside me was like, oh, okay, here she goes. She's gonna, and she was like, oh, okay, that's fine. And I was like, erection,
Yeah.
you know?
I could see that you're a person that gets in your head.
Yeah.
Same.
This show has been a really good opportunity for me to just, my last episode did really bad.
Numbers-wise?
Numbers
good?
and fan reaction.
Why do you think that is?
I think me and the guests just didn't, it
Finish
was,
each other's sentences. Sorry.
he was a really, really nice guy. Really nice, which is great.
It makes it hard to...
I'm the kind of guy where it's like, I go like that, I want you to go like that. And I'm really learning a lot recently. I'm learning how much I thought I had self-confidence and how much I really still am like consistently looking for external validation.
Yeah, you're human.
Yeah.
You're human. Everyone, when people say, I don't care what people think about me, like, it gives a million to fuck. People say, I don't care what people think about me. That's crazy. You're being so defensive. Of course you should care. You don't need to make the way people think about you, take on be part of your identity. But like, by what other people think about you, like if one person says something to you and it's negative, then, I don't want him to think that, but so be it. But if a whole bunch of people at a certain point, it's a magnifying glass and like, a lot of these different people think this thing, maybe I'm giving off something that I don't realize.
Yeah.
So it's all data.
Maybe that's why the last video's comments hit me so hard, is because I agree.
But that's great. Having that information gives you the option not to change for them, but to change for you, because you now know how you're making them feel.
One thing I wanted to show you, I saw this on Etsy the other day. I wanted to get your take on this.
For the Jewish elves, for the Jewish elves in the North Pole.
Is this not like a conflict of interest?
No? Santa Claus is Jewish.
But can you celebrate Christmas as a Jewish person?
I did.
Did you have
I didn't have that.
No? Okay. I thought maybe this was like a hate speech.
No, quite the opposite. Some would call it appropriation. Some would call it inclusion.
What about?
I've seen tons of those.
Really?
Oh, people at the JCC love a basketball yarmulke.
What's the JCC?
Jewish Community Center. It's where you go to play basketball with other Jews.
I can't tell if you're fucking with me.
No. The JCC is the YMCA, but like with
Not about the
skinny
I'm fucking me about this. You're serious?
About the JCC? Wait, what are you not believing?
Have you actually seen this in the wild?
Many times. Yes. Little Jewish kids play basketball with their basketball yarmulkes. Yes.
That is so fire.
Not necessarily that basketball yarmulke, or it could have their sports team or something, or a baseball. Yeah.
Okay.
People really be customizing the yarmulkes.
I didn't know. I've never seen a customized turban with like a.
You have a nose ring. I don't know if you know.
I do. I know.
You know?
Yeah. I plucked a nasty nose hair out of my. Do you get a nose hair problem?
Are you able to get your whole hand up your nostrils?
Is that a Jewish joke?
Nice rebuttal. I was making a small hand joke and you were making a big nose joke. And I don't think you even realized.
Is the penny thing just y'all are cheap?
The penny thing?
The Jews love pennies.
I'm not joking. I've heard the stereotype of Jews are cheap. I've never heard that they love pennies.
Really? Because maybe this was a
Penny pincher, penny saver?
people would like throw pennies at.
Yeah, and that's why I will be okay with allowed chewing.
Yeah. Because now in Canada, I don't know if you know this, we don't have pennies anymore.
I think the states are trying to get rid of them too.
Yeah.
Yeah, in an effort to get the Jews out.
I thought maybe it was like anti-bullying.
You think throwing pennies at Jews is anti-bullying? First of all, throwing little pieces of metal at anybody is bullying.
Getting rid of the penny. Canada.
You think that Canada's getting rid of the penny because it'll make the Jews feel better?
We got rid of it a long time ago. I'm not saying that's the reason.
No,
I'm
they're getting rid of it because prices are so high that the difference between a penny, nobody cares.
Okay.
But yeah, that's racist.
Yeah, 1,000%. I was trying to see if maybe there was like, because to me it was just, oh, Jews are cheap, pennies. I'm like, is there an actual like historical? I couldn't find it in here.
Why people say Jews are cheap?
No, like the pennies.
The way you're saying Jews are cheap, you're stating it as fact. Do you know that? Like everyone knows Jews are cheap and Jews suck. But like the penny thing, here's what I want to know.
I'm saying everybody knows the stereotype. Not that it's true, but everybody knows.
Are you doing a play on word with the pun of saying nose?
I'll hand that one to you.
Yeah.
I can't do it the way you do it.
You're not supposed to.
I'm supposed to do it the way I do.
Yeah. Without doing this in between.
Yeah.
You watch Sex and the City?
No.
Okay. Carrie Bradshaw. She's a sex columnist writer in the newspaper. They asked her to do a runway fashion show. That's not her place. That's not what she does. She loves fashion. She loves clothes, but she doesn't run the walkway. But she did it. And her heel broke out and she fell. And then she stood up and she kept walking. And everybody cheered. They didn't cheer that she fell. They cheered that she accepted herself.
Yeah.
And I think we all do that, even subconsciously. We're very attracted to people who accept themselves. And the idea of being confident and insecure, not mutually exclusive, if you are accepting of your flaws and your mess ups or whatever, but they don't like trigger you to be embarrassed. Like as a performer, when you're bombing, but you're like, fuck, that didn't work. And you keep going, the audience, at least they're not uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is when you miss a joke and you've been missing a lot, you're making me uncomfortable.
Okay.
I was just joking.
I know.
Okay.
I'm unironically I was so destroyed by my last video. Like a feeling, I haven't felt that way in like 3 years. I've been super lucky with my show.
Yeah.
The first 9 months, you're the fucking man, this shit's so innovative. And then this one hit. And it was just like, it like really brought me back down to earth.
And you'll keep getting more of them too.
Yeah.
That's the thing, like
this one's gonna get it. I think it's gonna have the same.
Yeah, well, you dropped the ball a bunch. And I think people will get the stuff that you didn't.
Yeah. It's really hard to, the ball's heavy, and usually I have like another pair of bigger hands holding it with me. This time it felt like I'm just like,
I can see why you would feel that way.
you fucker.
You know what? Put my foot in your mouth.
Last one. One's got to go. Okay.
Yeah.
Hanukkah. However you choose to spell it. Bar mitzvahs.
Hanukkah.
All right.
Hanukkah is a great holiday because of the tradition, and you get with family and you do your stuff. But it's not a very religious holiday. A bar mitzvah is an accomplishment, and Hanukkah is an excuse to get and give gifts.
I was gonna say, bar mitzvah is once in your life. Hanukkah is every year.
But also, you go to people's bar mitzvahs. A lot of non-Jewish people are introduced to Jewish culture because they were going to bar mitzvahs. This is where you first slow dance with girls, or for my case, where you say you can't because your mom's picking you up because you're too scared, and you go wait outside for a little bit, and then you come back in, you're like, oh, I thought she was picking me up, and the girls stop asking to slow dance with you, and you're not sure if this is not attracted to you anymore because you keep saying no. Hanukkah is like you get a toy on night 1 and then the batteries for the next 7 nights.
Does it increase in?
Usually Hanukkah, there's, at least in our family, it was like you get one good gift.
Yeah. For me, like the Christmas equivalent, these days, I'm really not. The Christmas vibe, like I just don't get excited anymore.
Bye. But I will say Christmas is maybe my favorite holiday.
Really?
Yeah, it's when most people have off work. It's winter. It's not just Christmas. It's like the 2 weeks leading up to it. And then you got New Year's coming up. I just love Christmas. Now which one?
Christmas.
That doesn't look like Christmas because there's no Christmas tree. It just looks like you're saying no Jews allowed. I think maybe we end it when the alarm goes off.
Great show, by the way. Loved it.
Oh, did you go last night?
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it was great.
Couldn't have said something on the camera.
Oh, fuck. You want to sit down really quick?
It's okay.
Sit down.
Fuck you.
Dude, your show last night.